Hey guys, so today we are doing a kind of different video. I am going to react to a video on YouTube by a YouTuber named Team for Never Lean. It's about women in the fitness industry, if they are natty or not, and I feel like it's a very important topic because many of the results you see online that people have in a year, it's most of the time unrealistic. Your body can only gain so much muscle in a year. Because I'm on my own journey becoming a bodybuilder, I like to do my research to see how far my body can come because I want to be natural. Let's just get into the video.
Don't capitalize and profit off lying. That's not a nice thing.
True. Don't lie.
Here we are, once again, filming another video, recording another video, and hopefully, in your case, watching another video. Maybe even, borderline, potentially, tolerating another video. What we're going to do is, let me warm the arm for this one. We're going to discuss something slightly different. I see the comment section, I read them all. Shay, I see you. I know you requested this, and here we are. I'm listening. The women of the industry, and whether they're natural or enhanced. It wasn't in the last video, but he's here now. This is my handsome boy. He's very large, but he's still a big baby. Still a big baby, aren't you? Still a big baby. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Look at this handsome boy. Another day.
Just a little note. In the beginning, he had a subtext saying that this is just his opinion. Yeah, I'm reacting to his opinion. Also, I'm gonna throw out some of my own opinions.
Another bridge. Let's crack on with the video, and let's crack on with the sweatiest piece of headwear I've ever worn. Starting off strong, Stephanie Sanzo. Probably butchered the name, but we're going to go with it because it's what I do. So Stephanie's come up a few times. I know Greg Doucette has done a video on her, and I know a lot.
First off, she looks amazing. Wow.
People have questioned her like Natty status. And what I mean by Natty is natural. And what I mean by that is not on enhancements, i.e. no PEDs. Couldn't care less if you're natural or not. Does not bother me in the slightest. Your body, you do what you want with it. Just understand that if you are going to go down that route, you must weigh up the pros and the cons, look at the risks to the rewards, and make the decision yourself. But make sure...
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't care if you use it steroids or any kind of performance enhancement. It's up to you what you want, but do your research. Be honest about it.
Sure that decision is informed, you've done sufficient research, and you are fully ready, in most cases, to commit to this lifelong lifestyle change. What I have an issue with is people who claim natural when they're not, in addition to those who capitalise off doing so, i.e. saying, I achieved this body by doing this, this and this, buy my supplements, buy my workout plans, and you can do it too, when in reality it's like, you did achieve that body, maybe doing this, but also dabbling with some other bits and bobs in the meantime. Be honest.
Again, just because you take PEDs will not mean that you can't just sit around doing nothing. You will still have to work hard to get an amazing body, but you will just get there faster than if you were natural.
Honest, so if you're on enhancements, say you're on enhancements, or just don't say anything at all. Don't claim natty, don't claim enhanced, just say nothing at all. Sorry I ramble, let's crack on with it. So Stephanie, interesting, mum of two, respect that. Big name in the industry, I know she is. I think she's a powerlifter. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she has dabbled with some powerlifting. Obviously fantastic physique, as you would expect. I know for a fact she's very strong, seeing her shifting some good weight, i.e. this is 160 kilos here, so 3.5 plates. Good technique, solid, look at that back positioning. When doing the conventional deadlift, obviously I know I preach look down, like look in the direction your spine wants you to, whereas when sumo deadlifting, because the torso angle is usually more upright, many people do find it's easier for them to stick their head up a bit more. If you're conventional deadlifting, I'd probably look at the floor or look in front of you, wherever your spine wants you to, whereas if you're sumo deadlifting, if you find it benefits you looking up, then look up. Do I think she's naturally enhanced? Going to be honest with you, I'm probably going to lean more towards enhanced rather than natural. Again, I have no evidence of this, I have no proof, therefore I will rarely definitively state that this person is natural or enhanced. I'm just saying I would more likely lean towards enhanced than natural.
I think so too, also because, yeah, I don't know how long she have been training, but it's some heavy weights she's lifting, plus her muscles are incredible. Yeah.
The amount of muscle mass she has is very impressive. Her strength is very impressive. There are many factors that come into it. Just because she doesn't look like quote-unquote masculine, as a lot of people do associate enhancements, so PEDs, with more of a masculine look, as they are often very much testosterone-based, these enhancements, doesn't mean she's not dabbling with something. It could be something like SARMs, things like that. Julia Renee, I've butchered the name, but we're going to go with it. But this is going to be the...
Oh, God. Not long ago I found Julia Renee on YouTube. I also found her and her boyfriend's podcast, The Fit Couple Show, where he talked about in one episode how if you're going pro, you can't be natural. And she is a IFBB wellness pro now, so I was like, so you are not natural or what? Also, she had achieved a really crazy physique in a short period of time. Of course, I don't know, maybe she got good genetics, but I think her quads speak for themselves.
The easiest one ever. First of all, incredible physique. Mass amounts of muscle. I respect that. Looks fantastic.
Yeah, she's really beautiful.
Realistically, if you're an IFBB pro, I'm going to say there's a 99.9% chance you're enhanced. It's the federation that hosts the Olympia and the Universe, and they don't test, so they don't test for PEDs. I would deem this level of muscle mass to be unachievable naturally. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, I never am. I would be very interested to see a side-by-side comparison of her.
I don't know if you can achieve this kind of physique, but if you can, it will take many years to achieve this.
5 to 10 years ago versus now. Not so much in the physique changes, but more so like the jaw. These testosterone-based PEDs can, in many cases, depending on the person, depending on what you're taking, so many factors to consider, they can enhance masculine features, more defined jawline, etc, etc. And not all of these people do claim natural or enhanced. Some people, again, just don't really speak about it. Very quickly, I must interrupt you for 22.5 seconds. If we get 350 likes on the video, that would be fantastic. That is a goal. And if we do so, I will make a part 2. In addition to that, if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel by clicking the red button down below and the bell next to it so you get notified when I upload every week. And if you have a question you want me to answer at the end of the next video, drop it down below in the comment section for comment question of the week. Don't think I don't know who's not subscribed and who has subscribed. I see you. If you're not going to subscribe for me, subscribe for the puppy and the cat. But nonetheless, I won't interrupt you any further. We'll crack on with the rest of the video. This is going to be an interesting one. Sam Sweeney, a name that has popped up a few times. And first of all, to be honest, a big red flag for me immediately is 110% natural. Advertising how natural you are, that's usually quite a red flag of are you trying to hide something. These goggles getting all steamed up, I can't see. Ooh. That's bright. She trains incredibly well. She's got an unbelievable physique. She's a very strong individual with pretty solid technique as well, I'll give her that. Sometimes I look at her and think, you know what, yeah, I think you could be natural. So when considering like enhancements and physique changes that can often come with, people...
In the videos he just showed, I think she looks natural, but I don't know, I'm no expert.
We look at kind of 3 primary like points of androgen receptors around the body. So you look at the upper traps, the rear delts, and the upper chest. So for natural athletes, those 3 areas commonly are quite weak, i.e. underdeveloped. When you go in enhancements, they do tend to develop a bit faster due to androgen receptors and whatnot. The rear delts are there popping again here. The traps are kind of popping a bit too. And again, the rear delts and the traps, they are there once again. Indeed popping. Personally, I'm going to lean more towards the enhanced rather than natural side of things, and I'll tell you why. If Sam is taking anything, I would lean more towards her taking something like Anavar, perhaps, which is what many consider the woman's steroid, because it's very commonly used by bikini athletes. Another thing with
I have studied a bit on Anavar, and as I can understand, it's not as harsh as any of the other PEDs out there, but a little goes a long way too.
Anavar is really good for strength gains. She's a very strong individual. Again, her strength isn't unachievable naturally. I'm saying it could be contributing to it. It also gives you that dry, hard look. It almost looks like someone's put the sharpened filter on her back. Again, not definitely, just potentially. I'll compare it to someone who I believe is natural, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison of what I mean. Catherine and Kendra, so the KK Fit twins. They're strong, they've got a good amount of muscle mass, and they train really well. There's a lot of debate whether they're natural or enhanced. Personally, I probably lean more towards natural than anything. Despite them having quite a lot of muscle mass, it's also nothing unachievable, nothing crazy. They obviously have very good genetics and they train extremely hard. I'll show you what I mean about the dry look. So if we do a side-by-side comparison, but this is what I mean, if you look at the comparison, this is what I mean by the dry, hard look. It's hard to pinpoint it, but the skin looks very dry, the muscles are very hard and dense. It's not really consistent across the board here. So this is what I would deem to be someone who may well be taking something like Anavar.
Okay, that's kind of good information. I can see what he means. Also, KK Fit have been in the game for a long time, as far as I know. I would also say they are natural as well.
For that look, versus someone who I believe is most likely not taking anything. Ashley Jordan, another name I have spoken about before, and again, this person is in question from what I've read based on her big transformation. You can tell she's obviously in good shape here. She's got some muscle mass, a bit newer to the gym, so 6 months into the journey, huge changes in her physique and her development.
I would kill for those glute gains. My glutes are non-existent and I feel I have to work very hard to get them popping at all.
And a lot of people have questioned, is she taking something? I don't think she has taken anything, personally. Again, never 100% because I never am, because I can't be 100% without sufficient evidence. And even then, can you ever be 100%? Here's another quick comparison. So look at the rear delts here. So we're looking here. They're obviously there, you can see them, but they're not popping, they're not massively developed. If anything, one would say they are potentially underdeveloped. Whereas if you look at Sam here, you can really see, I know that obviously there's a big difference in muscle mass. Sam does have a lot of muscle mass and is much leaner, but you can really see those rear delts popping. That's often quite a solid piece of information to base your assumption on. Cass Martin, again, obviously I've covered her recently, actually a couple of weeks ago I want to say. Fantastic physique, extremely strong individual, trains bloody well as well. Sometimes I see her and they're like, ooh, you could be dabbling with something, but other times they're like, actually, you know, I believe that you're probably not. And that's a big thing, it's really hard to tell on Instagram and via social media, because sometimes you look at people and be like, yeah, you're taking something, but then you see them in real life and be like, oh, actually, maybe you're not. So it is hard, obviously, lighting, angles, camera trickery, Photoshop, potentially, who knows? So many things could be playing into it.
But a beautiful back.
Like here, for example, you look at it like, oh, your traps are quite developed. They might be popping a little bit. Yeah, it could be a little bit suspect here. A little bit suspect. Then other times you're like, oh, actually, maybe not. Maybe you are natural. Who knows?
I think her strength, how she lives, it looks like she's natural. Also, it wasn't a crazy amount of weight, so yeah.
But again, there are some images I see, like this one, for example.
Okay, that's crazy. Damn.
And they're like, ooh, actually, you could well be dabbling something. Again, here, you could well be dabbling something. Personally, I would probably lean to her being more likely enhanced than natural. I just think there's a higher likelihood of her taking something rather than nothing. Maybe.
I think there's a lot more women who are taking PEDs than we think.
Not now at this stage in her life, potentially in the past. In my belief anyway, once you cash in that Natty card, i.e. take an enhancement, you are no longer able to claim Natty. Hannah Oberg, again, a Gymshark athlete. And this is a tricky one because I'm not here to throw shade, but I kind of am. There's a strong...
She's amazing though. She have been training for so many years and have many good videos on both Instagram and YouTube on how to train and how not to train.
Association between fake natties and Gymshark. When Matt Ogus and Jeff Side were really blowing up, they really almost started the fake natty trend, but they all claim natural when they're very likely enhanced. Then an association between fake natties and Gymshark formed. The common assumption is now if you're with Gymshark or affiliated with Gymshark as one of their athletes, you're more likely to be enhanced than you are to be natural, but I don't think that applies to everybody. So Hannah is someone I've covered before, and Hannah is someone I'm actually quite a fan of. Obviously, I know she has done some questionable things regarding training in the past, which I will look into in the future when I do a deep dive in her. As a whole, in the grand scheme of things, she's got some good stuff out there. She does some good things. Obviously, she's got a lot of muscle mass, but she doesn't look wildly unrealistic and wildly unattainable. Like, she's strong, she lifts well, she eats well from what I've seen. A lot of factors play in her favour, based on her physique, based on her strength, although both extremely impressive.
I think she's natural just because she have lifted for so many years and nothing about her physique is crazy. I think you could get her physique.
Impressive. I don't believe she has taken any PEDs to get there. This post actually popped up in the Discord recently. GLJ Fitness UK. This is a photo of this individual around the time of her show, because she did compete, where she's extremely lean.
Yeah, when you are competing, you are really lean. The leanness you have when you are competing cannot be compared to real life at all. It's not a physique you will just walk around with year round, so yeah.
Ready to step on stage. Then this is her 3 weeks post-show. I think this picture really gives a good indication of whether I believe she may be naturally enhanced, and personally looking at her physique based on her muscle mass, her conditioning, all sorts, I believe this person is likely natural and likely competed naturally. If this individual did use anything, I would say that the most likely thing for this person to have used is something like Clenbuterol, which although I don't believe it's hormone-based, so it's technically not a S word that I can't say without YouTube smacking me, it is still considered a PED. And Clenbuterol is a very aggressive but also very effective fat-burning enhancement. So a lot of people prepping for shows often use Clenbuterol to basically diet down or accelerate the fat loss process whilst potentially helping them maintain muscle mass. But unfortunately it is quite taxing on the heart, we'll say. Personally, like I said, I don't think she has taken anything or did take anything, but if she did, I would say it would have more than likely been Clenbuterol. I'll tell you another sneaky tip that some bodybuilders use, or some competitive athletes of the physique variety. So sometimes they use thyroid medication to accelerate the fat loss process, like levothyroxine. But that's it. That's the video. This is merely me.
Okay, so women can also be taking PEDs to not to get bigger muscles, but to keep your muscles intact and still lose fat without losing any muscles. Yeah, there's a lot out there.
Giving my opinion based on what I have seen. Again, I've not seen everything, but I've seen bits and bobs, and I would say enough to form an opinion. But that opinion is some.
I really enjoyed this video. It's really an important topic to talk about because maybe you have some goals on your own. We need to be realistic about how long it will take to achieve those goals naturally. I have learned something else about women taking PEDs, and that is you can usually hear it on their voice, see it on their face and their forehead.
Subject to change depending on exposure to new information. At the end of the day, as I have stated before, I have no issue with people taking enhancements. It's completely up to them. I think it's a personal choice and that individual is in charge of their body. Either be honest or don't say anything at all. Don't capitalise and profit off lying. That's not a nice thing. So I would say a snaky move, and although I love snakes the animal, I don't like snaky behaviour. Although one individual may have a naturally achievable amount of muscle mass or a naturally achievable conditioning, that does not mean that you will achieve those same results. We all have a genetic makeup, we all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses. You can do the best that you can do. Because I have been victim to believing people are natural when they're not and buying in supplements and programs and whatever it may be because I trusted them, and only to realise when you learn more and more that they're likely on enhancements. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a chemist, I just know what I know through my own personal research. I've never studied anabolics or PEDs through university, so whatever I say here is merely my opinion. But now that's done, it's time for Comment Question of the Week. Tips for healing after over...
Okay, I will just stop the video here. I think if you are a woman who are taking PEDs, it's up to you. And if you are, don't claim you are natural. Don't say anything, or if you are saying something, tell the truth. Because it's hard enough as it is to lose weight or gain muscle, being natural and going on this journey mentally. So please be honest. Don't lead people to think that you can achieve a goal in 1 to 2 years if it's a crazy physique you got. If you can, you have good genetics, and I applaud you for that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.